This is Brazil? This is Brazil? You don't want to go to Brazil, man. You want to go up north. You don't want to go down south. That's hell down there. Evil. I hate this damn trailer. Damn freaking bullshit. Stalkers. I hate fucking stalking. I hate the police. I think the police are infatuated with me. I could feel it. I was being followed by the law. They're police that are they're infatuable with humans. They're like aliens. They're infatuated with some humans. They're like in love romantically with them. And then Muslims talk about this with the jinn. The jinn can be romantically involved with the humans. Which is why you gotta get rid of them. You gotta cut them off from your life because you don't want to be romantically involved with a spirit being. You don't know what they're doing to you, what their intentions are, what kind of road they're gonna have you go on. So essentially, I mean, it might be male. They could be males that are infatuated with you. Male genies, entities, and they could be in the police or somewhere in the law or something. It could be a whole group or horde of them somewhere, which are stalking people. They're predator beings. And they're predators. I have To Catch a Predator. I mean, it's ironic. You have those series, the Predator series with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then you have the Alien series, and then you have To Catch a Predator, which is the human predator. But then you have the predators in the law, which are stalking human beings, non-combatants. They're using us as cattle. They're prodding us with their cattle prods. If you've ever been arrested by a court system with heavy police in a town with heavy police influence, they think they run the earth. They think they run everything. You better be alive, be aware. But they think that they're in a war. There's an alien war. They're in a war between aliens and factions between different tribes, alien tribes. It's probably just a hallucination, though. Like somebody that took ayahuasca or DMT or something, magic mushrooms, and they hallucinated all this stuff, and it's all part of a dream realm caused by psychedelics. So it shouldn't be really thought of anything really substantial or existent. So you shouldn't really believe it. You shouldn't go too deep into it and think it's real. Take it seriously. Be like, oh, this is such a dramatic thing. No. That's a part of the delusion and hallucinations of narcotics, narcotics usages, and drug usages, which is what brings about all of the pain, most of the problems. Is the drug usage, and substance usage, food addictions, and sex addictions. All of that brings about all the worst things to the human soul of a person. But you see that once they get into your cranial part of your soul, they're able to monitor. This is what they're doing with the law. They're trying to monitor your brain with the law, and then they're using this technology they're using is really ancient, but it's not that advanced. It's not God technology. It's not like on the tier of Jesus Christ, the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail technology. It's not on a level that's not on the same level. But there are these beings out there which are hoarding technology, and they're wanting to use human beings' essences as a piece of equipment for themselves. So you better be on the lookout for that. And they're in the law, and they're trying to do this with the police to abduct and harness human essences. You're like a rabbit that's been trapped, that's being trapped by the law. That's what they want to do. The poor innocent being is being trapped by freaking law, and that's what's happening to us who are being persecuted by the terrorists of the society, which is in the police. The people in the police are the terrorists. They're terrorists with a badge. They're terroristic. They're trying to torture and terrorize human beings, poor innocent human beings, to gather into information, not only information about them, but energy, different things, the sexual energy, drugs, and all kinds of money and all kinds of things from the human or the poor human being, which is just a cattle slave to these atrocious existences that exist, that are monstrous existences, which have souls and energies that are vast amounts of power, vast amounts of conscious cognition that you can't even understand, that exists in this creation that we live in. We're not even aware of the kind of existences and consciousnesses that exist in this creation until you do psychedelics and you start to open your brain up to those kinds of awarenesses, which is why I don't really advise you do that. But if you want to go that path, you can open your mind up and start to see all these weird things. You start to see all these crazy criminal activities in the unseen world, and you start to see what's going on. I don't believe that the microchips are physical. I think they're biomechanical or biological. I don't believe they're necessarily. They're not. They have things that can scan your brain, your retina of your eye, and it could be. What it is your identity. When they steal your identity from you at the law, they give you a birth certificate, and then they claim that they own you. Your birth certificate is what they use to control you, your soul, and your lung. And that's how they want to control us. But you're related to the family of the saints of heaven, so you're not going to be related to the mind controllers of the state. The law and the state are mind controlling you with their documents and everything. That you were born as a slave to be harnessed by the powers that be. I want to harness just our emotions and stalk some of us and harass us till our wits end, until we blow our brains out or end up in a mental illness or go crazy or something. So they want us to go crazy. They want us to be stigmatized and say we're just crazy. We're just a crazy person. Okay, so you see all these different things, and you see all these different things, and you have these sensations, and you're a live person. They hate you for that. They envy you for being a witness to truth of to Jesus, the church. They want to cut you out of existence just for being who you are. We've been trying to do that to me to certain people for a while. You tell us that we are insane. We need to belong in a straitjacket in a padded cell. We need to be given these pink medications and these different these adult these they actually have medication that they give us. They could give you medication in the metaphysical in another dimension. It's like ash. It's like a fake medication. It's like a medicine that they want to pretend that they can medicate us. But it's not real medicine. They're actually changing the structure. They're trying to change the structure of our souls with otherworldly. It's like an injection, but it's like in the non-physical world and other dimension. They try to give you an injection or a serum or something, and it can switch around your perceptions of your own genetic makeup, your properties of your own soul, and you could be like altered. It's like being drugged in the non-physical world. There are beings out there that will dispense this stuff to people. They're trying to turn you into a robot or into one of them. They're going to turn you into an alien or a non-human existence with pharmaceuticals in a non-physical world. There's pharmaceuticals and pharmacies in this world, and there's pharmacists, and then there's ones in the non-seeable world that exist that you may not be aware of, that may be working for they may be in some kind of there's some kind of demonic existence, like Stargate, like some kind of like Star Trek or Stargate SG-1 or something. They're living in totally different. They're not even from this world. I just said a lot there. Damn. Holy shit. But yeah, if you pray enough, they're these beings that are trying to convert us into their fashion, their faction. Eventually, then when you turn into a human being, or you turn into either a robot, which then they can program you in any kind of way they want to. Once they turn you into a robot, they can alter your genetics, your microchips. You can change your heartbeat, your heart rate. You're just a robot to them. They can change a lot of things to you. The Messiah figure is interesting to me because he went against the grain of all these heathens that were in their cult, and he didn't go along with them to be he wanted they wanted to turn him into an antichrist figure, to turn him into the fake Messiah, to worship him in this world with the pomp of the world. He didn't want that, because then that would be an atrocity. To have the Son incarnate God, or Logos of God, be just some worldly person with a scepter like any other worldly ruler. That would be a monster. That'd be an absolute monster. You wouldn't want to live with that forever. There's no real salvation there. So he wouldn't have showed us how to obtain salvation. If that would happen, if he would have just been some worldly man with a crap with any kind of royalty. It's nuts. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that anybody would want that stature at all. You'd be the most pitiful person, because then you'd be all lonely. You'd be all head in the clouds. You'd just be by yourself basically, because you'd be so high up there. Which is what the devil is. He's just like a big exalted being that just all about. He's just weird. But oh yeah, schizophrenics are being tortured and tested. They're using schizophrenia brains, which are persons which may have this dichotomy of right, left versus left, good versus bad, black and white, death and life, extremes, and they come down to the soul, where they can try to influence you in a way based off of your dictionary or your own definitions of this and that. And they actually model they model it after your own existence of what you. It's like they know your thoughts. There's like an entity deep down that is aware of these things that we think about and make up and just invent things, and then they're aware of. I believe there's ancient demiurgic beings that exist that are among us they're either atheism created them. The communists dictators of the last century were like semi-divine beings, maybe. A lot of them were. A lot of the people that create this atheism, which is just a denial of the true God, they are the gods that are in command, that have been in control for the last 1,000, 2,000. And the Catholics are doing it too. They're like the fake gods. They're like the ones who want to claim to be gods, and they have really crazy stuff going on. Think about the pharaohs of Egypt and things like that. That's the people that have the power, the so-called authority over us poor individuals, poor minions. Now that seems to be very base ideology. That seems very rudimentary compared to some of the stuff they probably heavenly real technology is. I think they're just. I think it's hell technology. I think there's computers that are from hell that are you're a new creation in Jesus. You're going to the Bible. You're gonna get these brand new things, which is what the aliens, so-called aliens, want. They're these old aliens with these old technologies that existed that they want you to be downplayed, and they want to take your shit from you. To me, it's like they're trying to swap out the good the good stuff that you have that you're able to get. They want to swap it out for their shit, for their shitty ass shit. They want to ensnare you with their bullshit and take all your shit and all your fucking gold and all your glory because they're bored. They must be really bored because there are ancient existences which they're existing in the old way of the life. That's why you can't talk to them. You try to talk to them about new realities and new things and existences, and they look like it just goes right past them because they're living in some kind of altered state. I think the media is behind it. The media is in mind control. They're dark magicians that are controlling the earth. They're probably doing witchcraft right now in seances, and they're speaking into the existences these atrocities. They're writing these movies and these shows, and these writing these books as well. They could do it with the books, with the movies, and they're in another world. They don't care. They can treat us like slaves and sheep. But I believe there are these few beings that are trying to convert us all over to becoming like in their image and essence, which is what our Lord taught us. Was about he was about that turning us into Him, which is what when He died on the cross, He defeated all the adversaries, and the Revelation says you are gonna be able to inherit all things if you're able to do the works that I tell you to do. You're gonna uh, rule the nation, basically, rule the earth, which just seems very egomaniacal. But you think about it this way, yeah, I mean, there means that who knows? Anything is a technology, man. We use a wood. There's bugs that burrow in wood, and there's people. You think about a piece of furniture as a piece of technology. You can have genie or Jinn live in a piece of technology on your floor and pop out of your floor. I was sleeping in my bed and I had like an entity pop out of my midsection. It was like I was like a some kind of an entity. You're attracted to food. I think it was like Egyptian, like it was like an Egyptian dog being, like hellhound, and it had pointy ears, like horns. It was as if its ears were horns, and it popped up out of my midsection, and it started looking around like it was a real existence. And I was sitting there just observing it. Like, holy hell, I live in a really weird area. Gotta get the hell away from this area. This is some nefarious bullshit. Nefarious craziness. Yeah, people do these things to people who are lonely. The devil will come after you. He knows that you're so alone and isolated, and he can do whatever he wants. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. They all do. They figure it out. They're like, oh, hey, this is this lost, abandoned, lost person. So we're gonna fucking do whatever we want to this person. Do as many atrocities as we can. And they put you in some kind of like spy laboratory labyrinth where they're able to like. I saw in my bedroom a floating spinal column. It was blinking green and red. There were two of them in my bedroom. I was on this eminent mascara. It was a legal narcotic that I was using. Shouldn't have been done it, but there was a floating spinal column, two of them, in my bedroom, and they're attached to a skull or something. There's something on top of them that's blinking. Whenever I would think different thoughts, it would blink. One of them would blink red, and the other one would blink green if I thought certain thoughts. And it was just creeping me out. It made me crazy to think about it. How my mind is so interconnected to some kind of a thing. to where every little thought they've wanted to connect our thoughts to some kind of super brain, super mind, and where our thoughts are being monitored in that way. It just boggles my mind. In our Orthodox Church, we teach thoughtlessness is a very good thing to be. You have no thoughts whatsoever, but these like megalomaniacal existences, they want to focus so desperately on some kind of matter because a thought is a certain sense a material thing. If you're living in the earth, you're part of the material world, but the thoughts are material. But these demons feeding off of these thoughts is what they're doing, and all these different things and this air and this the air motion and air, and they're feeding off of it, and you're living in this area as like somebody's feed frenzy or some kind of somebody's feed fanaticism of their festering of life drain and draw. It's really insane to me. It's like the Vatican. They have that obelisk with the phallus and that thing they have there, and it's like that's the energy drawer as well. They have these things that they put in these towns where they're like energy poolers, energy pond gatherers. And they want to like the pyramid. Like they want to build these structures, these beings that want to build these insane things, and they just so they could draw out more. Like ants will build these ant hills and everything. It's weird. This is so weird. It's so creepy. What I was gonna say was, yeah, I mean, this whole thought saying that you're secretly molded into connected to like it's like the internet. Everybody knows the internet is a terrible place to be. It's like human existences. They try to kill us all off. They can't kill people. They tried to destroy some of our lives. They can't do it, and then they're so pissed off about it. The fact that they can't get rid of us. And they want us so desperately to do it, to extinguish our life. But it is what it is. The more that they fight against us, they don't try to directly destroy us. They try to smother us. So the more that they fight against us, the more opposition they receive from the people they're fighting. But the way that they really want to do it, they hug you, they pull them closer. Like the communist leaders, as they want to defeat your enemy, you don't directly attack those people. You pull them in. That's how they do it. That's how they do you in. That's how they're trying to do. That's how they're trying to convert. They're trying to convert you to their side, becoming one with them, unionizing with them, to be in union with the devil, with the diabolos. The diabolos is the slanderer, the accuser of the brethren, who lies and slanders his way to his heights, and does not play fair. He cheats and lies and steals all the way to his highness, to his height. This is where he is. That's why he. Yeah. I mean, Jesus said, he went to pray away from everybody to go pray. He said, go, don't pray in front of everybody in the town that they're gonna know you're gonna. It's vain. So you have to escape from Egypt if you're in a spiritual Egypt in an environment. everybody's looking at you, and you feel like you're being watched all the time, and you try to go pray and you try to have a spiritual life, it's not going to work. You're not even going to be able to read the Bible without feeling like it's worthless, because they're looking at you. There are these beings that will actually haunt religious things. They'll try to haunt. They'll like put a curse on you for reading a book or something. But a book considered, they'll be looking at you weird. A Muslim. It's from the Muslim. Muslims. You stay away from them. They'll get you with they'll start doing this. They'll have their little sword in their hand and go. "Ah." Telling you, man, you stay away from them. Stay away from them. I'm gonna exit out here. Need visual. No, but sometimes what'll happen is I see hallucinations, like see like dragons, giant snakes, dragons. They tried to abduct me in a spaceship. It was like one of those Star Destroyers from Star Wars, but it was like really massive. It was floating over my head, and it tried to abduct me. And it tried to abduct my soul or something, and my soul was being abducted. And I was sitting there laying down in my bed, and while I was sleeping, I could feel the energy leaving out of my body. It was like I was being teleported to like a hell. It was almost like what they're trying to do is they like put you in another dimension. If you're somebody that's a high energy being, they want to harness your energy or dissolve it because they don't like it. There's these powers that be. I think they're from like somewhere, which are behind and in on all this stalking thing. Somebody could be your ex job that are doing it. People at your ex job are doing it. People from you used to work for are doing it. The people they're getting people to do it for them. You're getting your neighbors to do it for them, and they're in this Nazi. They're in some kind of Nazi-esque world. That's just an alien world to the true world, to the truth. They're in a world where these higher big pig men are trying to be. There's just like these few, like, think about the Lord of the Rings, where they have these ring rate. They're just weird, like the popes and stuff. They want to be like an individual pope leader, some kind of the soul. No, 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 man. Hey, no. It's a cult. They want to be the church. They want the church of Jesus. The Jesus had a church, and he was like Jesus had a church. They want that for themselves. They want to take reality. That's the reality. That the church, that Jesus left a church behind, and that's church just means it's this. Like, I've been to a genuine church before. The Catholic. Well, it wasn't Catholic, but everybody wants to be that though. You take that. The Nazis and the Catholics were actually working together at one point. They murdered the Serbians. They murdered millions of people with the Catholics and converted them. Tried to force convert them to Catholicism. The Ustashi, Croatia, Serbian massacre. And you get that, and you got that spirit of Catholicism hounding society. Here, they're trying to, they're terrorists. Which you think about them from hell. Like, I don't know, man. Naughty. Oh my god. I spilled my coffee. Hate them, man. Spilled my coffee on the ground. Bad. I don't know what you want to believe in, though. The Catholic Church has innovated a lot of things about early churches, and they made up all these different philosophical things, and it seems very hellish what they've been doing. They've left a really huge imprint on the world, controlling the earth, and they're controlling the world with symbology, controlling the world. Christianity was like a paganist, like paganism. As an example, they're all into voodoo, man. They're the voodoo Catholics that are mixing their voodooism with Catholicism, which is not Christian or Orthodox. It's not Christian. They have these pine cones in their churches. They have pine cones. They have this papal crown with this like with these rings on it. There's like these tall rings. This is that's what they believe in. That you're living in like a ring, and there's like different stories to it, and they want to believe that you can go up and up the stories of this like papal tiara hat or whatever, this papal crown. And it's like you could like get on different stories of this crown. So they literally put you in that idea, that kind of like symbology that they trap and snare you with. Like Dante's Inferno, there's different levels. There's like they think that there's different levels of heights of eternity. It's just a bunch of egomaniacs. I mean, it's like you're living in Saturn cube. The Saturn has a cube in one of its poles, and you're living inside of that. You're living in Saturn world. You've gone to another planet. You've fallen into Saturn. That's Kronos, Lord of the Rings. I mean, come on. I mean, just like this is what happened to me. That's what happens when people get obsessed with these ring ideas of these, like Sonic the Hedgehog and all these. It symbolizes eternity or whatnot. That the ring does. It symbolizes something, but it's the cross that's important value as well. The rings are used egomania, like extreme idea. I guess wheels are cool to think about. I don't know, man. I don't think you're gonna go get saved by meditating upon golden ovals, or any kind of an object or symbol. It's not going to save you. You got these movies about rings as terroristic things. Anyway, to put it off and log off here. It's just, what do you guys believe in about halos and stuff like that? Is a halo is a valuable uh, construct to meditate with, or yeah, there's like this communal connection of this circular, this like ring, or you believe that broken. I was having these hallucinations of rings, and then like they'll be like broken, like severed. There'll be like rings, and then there'll be like a gap in the ring. Or there'll be like the devil will be like, "Oh no, the ring is not a perfect circle, man. It's not, it's not connected, dude." Like they give you these rings or whatever. You literally worship these concepts of like eternal romance or whatever, and then that's like distorted or something, and then in your life it's like that's as no, is that important? Is that something that you would meditate on? Are you thinking about that? Yeah, these rings are. I saw Karl Marx as a fish demon or something. He had his eyeball did like a sonic, supersonic, like ring. He looked at me, and his rings came out of his eye, or like perfect rings, and it was like a hypnotic effect. It was in like the unseen world. It was like I saw what the potential of what the ringed. I don't know. It was weird. I was hallucinating, seeing a demon that was using a ring. That was using his eyeball to hypnotize me with a ring, with a. It looked like the Zubat when he used the supersonic move, when he used people confused. Well, it was like that. It was like a succession of rings that came out of his eye, and they're like non-physical. They were like, it was like. I didn't make a noise or anything, but it was like it was crazy. It was crazy. It was like I was being hypnotized by a Martian or something, like an alien. And I did these these. Yeah, it was weird, man. You think about the people that you meet that are that uh what's up with that? How does it? Do you think that able to seduce you with there's beings out there that were trying to mind trip you, that were from communism era, and I was talking about this earlier, that these bastards. Never mind. Like they've been more. There's this. Whatever. I don't say anything. Communist era. Communist era. Leaders or dictators are still here. As if they're like creepy. It's creepy. It's really creepy. I think that Google Images, I think artwork is an eternal thing, potentially. The artists that they're art people, they draw this art, and art is an eternal kind of thing. I think that what they do, what happens is that the spirit gets into the art pieces, and then the artwork turns into, you see the visualization, and it's like the artwork becomes immortal, has its own immortality behind it. And I think there's all these old pictures of people that like they're they're immortalized by portraits and shit like that. It's weird to me. The image of man, the image of God, the image of man can be immortalized in an artwork that is used as a construct. Probably wrong though. I'm probably wrong about a lot of things. All right, I'm gonna exit out here. Though probably. It's just what happened to me was I hallucinated ringed beings, and it was like there was just so much crazy stuff going on with that. It's evil. Like people that want energy and emotions. There's some freaking weird, feisty, shisty people and existences. People that do crystal meth, narcotics, and enter in this like other realm. Stay away. Get rid of them. I think I should get rid of this RV. Get out of this camper because it's haunted. Because campgrounds are haunted because it's not a house. So you live here for a certain amount of time, and you're freaking. It's just evil.